Hi, this is Vega here, and this is build. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and this is the second build of the league. So this is the Azadi Gladiator that I was planning to build at the start of the league. It pretty much has a majority of the items from the assassin, so I don't really have to invest that much. So right now I have maybe about 200 dips or so spare currency. Probably gonna invest in the mageblood for this character once I get to that point. But I just want one that has like like an implicit dex implicit. So basically, this is a dex stacker. Right now, I have about 1.7k dex, which is not too bad. And this is level 94. I just did the fiat without cap resistance, just because I haven't solved resistance yet, to be honest. But you know, I'll eventually get there. It's just I'm too lazy and I don't really need it to do maths at the moment, so I didn't bother. But yeah, so this is an Azadi setup with the 4-bond hand of thought and motion. This is the cheaper version without the accuracy rating, because the accuracy stackers are making that really expensive. Brisk Wrap is actually really cheap with +2 AoE and +2 projectiles, because the only people using this is Cobra Lash Deadeyes, and they want projectile and +1 or projectile and percentage damage. So these are cheap because AoE doesn't apply to Cobra Lash. I bought this for one div and I just linked it myself for another div. This is like one div. I sniped this one. The really expensive parts of this build are actually the rings. So this ring was like 10 and this was like 20 divs. Reason being is these are synaptic bases. These are bases that are used for this Ash of the Storm. So hits ignore enemy monster lightning resistance if all rings are synaptic. So basically I ignore enemy resistances with my lightning damage, and pretty much all I do is lightning damage here. So the implicit normally is max lightning res. In this case here, because it's been synthesized, it's actually dexterity. So it helps me get even more dexterity, which is even more damage. This is a Arsenal Dance with Death build, so you don't use the helm slot. I'm using this at level Blood and Sands. Because level 7, I will corrupt these, level 7 sell for 2 divs. So I have another setup here, which I'm just, Blood and Sands, and just corrupt, sell for 2 divs whenever you hit it. And yeah, the rest of the other items are pretty much from the Assassin, and they're pretty cheap. So you could start the Assassin if you want and then move to this. Actually relatively easy to move to this as well, because if you don't quite care about the synth implicit on the rings, this whole setup is probably under 10-20 divs. Just saying. And it's Azadi tanky because of lucky block. Your effective block chance is 96 attack and 95% spell block. And then you also have evasion on top of that. And then you also have lucky suppression, and then which is about 90, I think it's 98% suppression effective, and then lucky damage and lucky crit. Your crit is 96% effective, and lucky damage is lucky damage, right? Yeah, other than this, I don't really know what else to invest in. I'll probably buy a mageblood here, and at the very late game, if I really want to, I'll get a simplex. But yeah, haven't really got there yet. Don't plan to. Damage is decent enough for me to actually run Awakened Ancestral Call, same as the Assassin. So it's like, sorry, let me just, okay, fine, now you know the gearing. I'll run through the links and then the passive tree. So Frost Blink here, mobility, Whirling Blades, fast attacks, volatility, and fortify. Because of for volatility, pretty much gives you the most amount of damage per support because of the triple lucky on Azadi, and then fortify support means that you can dash through stuff and pretty much get 20 fortify. So for the Molten Strike, you have volatility, Awakened Ancestral Call, Nightblade, slow projectiles, and multi-strike. Blood and Sand, Grace, Arctic Armor. Wait. Did I do the... I did. No, I didn't do that. Okay, wait. It's because I swapped to the bows. I thought I did it without auras. That would have been stupid. All right. So yeah, those are the auras: Arctic Armor, Grace, and Blood and Sand. And then you have Sniper's Mark and Mark on Head. And yeah, pretty much the rest you can just level gems. I probably have to figure out other optimization strategies for the remaining slots, like the 4 remaining slots. They might be something I might want to run. But for now, it is what it is. It can do Feared. It can probably do Sim 30s. It can do quite a number of things. It's just really tanky and deals good DPS for the investment. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I've actually fully moved into my new place, so I have a lot more time now to actually flesh out my builds. Wasn't that way for quite a while because pretty much was moving between my place and my mom's place, and so I didn't really have a lot of luxury to sit down and play. So I probably clocked maybe at most 4 hours a day, maybe less than 4 hours a day, probably like 3 to 4 hours a day because I was moving, so don't really have a lot of time for PoE in the first week. Now I've probably got a lot more time. I'm not sure if I want to spend a lot of time on builds. I might just want to conserve energy for PoE 2. But yeah, that's just pretty much my PoE journey for now. Alright, oh yeah, I haven't got through passives. Alright, these are... Alright, let's go through passives. Apart from here, you get all these nodes. You want this Brutal Restraint with as much dexterity as possible. Dexterity resistances are your number 1. On-sound kill is nice, it's just quality of life. You path out here, you get a lot of notables, especially for the Brutal Restraint. Versatile Combatant for 65 attack and spell block. Very hard to get spell block when you're on the bottom side of the tree, unless you want to get replica defenses. I wouldn't advise it because of the lucky. You push your effective block to really high values, so you can just run Versatile and not Versatile is a lot better when you have triple lucky. Dance with Death here for lucky crit and lucky damage. Yeah, all the block masteries. You can actually, let's just look at the POV. I'm gonna link it. Fan of Blades and Feed the Fury. This is actually really expensive. So these are like the Fuel the Fight one is cheap, maybe about 3 or 4 divs, and this one is like 12, 13 or something. But you can probably skip it. You can get the leech from here if you want, and then you go for like aggressive defense or something. But that would cost you 2 points. I generally prefer the setup, so yeah, because I can afford it. Anyway, path out here, you're going bleed chance because you're going gratuitous violence. So I've actually opted not to go for more defenses. This actually gives me a way better clear. You hit so many times that you almost always guarantee a bleed on target, and then they explode doing 20% damage, so it clears packs. Really, really good for the leak event, leak mechanic. You get 35% chance to bleed with these 2 nodes and this one, and it also gives you quite a bit of crit chance. So yeah, very efficient. Life nodes, dex, slower projectiles for Molten Strike are always required. Crit chance on projectiles, crit damage on projectiles, and projectile damage per 16 dex. Life, suppression nodes, strike, mastery, basically attack mastery for strike skills, and then multi-shot for additional projectile is pretty much more damage. I have this one here, it's a bit expensive. I think it's about 8 or 9 divs, I can't remember how much, but just to get chaos res, more res you can get here, the less you spend on suffixes. Suffixes can be damaged like dex, etc. Yeah, another cluster, claw nodes, and then this. So Unnatural Instinct with allocated notables grant nothing is like 1 div or less. What you want to do here is you want to change these to lightning res nodes, and you want to change this to lightning res nodes. So you get all the lightning res nodes here. You get about 18%, and then you get a whole bunch of decks as well. 1, 2, 3 decks, and then you get life and you get accuracy. Yeah, really, really solid. So yeah. Alright, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will be spending more time on this. I'm not sure if I want to do a 3rd build. I may, I still have currency, but yeah, we'll see if I want to spend more time on PoE2. I will have to do a bit more house chores and stuff, so maybe I won't focus on PoE too much, but still at least get more done than what I was doing previously. Yeah. Alright, let's talk about, okay, maybe I'll just cover briefly my strategies. My strategies for mapping is pretty straightforward. I'll show you. I do Maven and Witness, and then I do Delirium, Beyond, yeah, this, and I think another Beyond Scarab. This one. Either run this or you run a Hive Brain. So what you're gonna do here is you're gonna speed rush the map. It's an Alchemy Ghost Red. You're gonna run to the end of the boss. You would probably get about 7 to 8 Delirium reward levels for the first one. And almost always 1 or 2 Delirium Orbs, which sell for about 7C, 6 or 7C each on average. And then you get the you do a League Mechanic as well to ramp up Delirium. So you get League Mechanic, you get Ancient Womb Gifts, they sell for 20C, you've seen just now. You get Mysterious, which sells for 10, which sells for 20 as well, because you can convert that into Ancients. I'll show you. I'll show you. It's pretty straightforward. Then you sell Lavish for like 10. I've configured my whole setup to just drop Ancient Womb Gifts, so I can just sell them off. So it's just an Alchemy Ghost strat with each map taking about 3 minutes to run, 3 minutes or thereabout to run, and maybe about 30C per map, right? So if you multiply that, so it's about 600C an hour, which is about 5.5 divs without, you don't really need to think about it too much, right? You don't overthink it, you just run it, right? And then you get map drop. I don't need, okay, so that profit I just gave you literally doesn't even count stuff like map drops, doesn't count stuff like Conqueror maps, because I don't even sell them or price them. I only sell like the liquid stuff. So I sell Simulacrums, I sell the Delirium Orbs, I sell the Reverence Orbs whenever I complete, because you go right, so you get a lot of Egon missions, and then you get Orb of Reverence, the boss fight, that's also 1.5. I would say probably you make about 8 divs an hour if you really go ham on this. It would have been probably more efficient on my assassin because this guy doesn't clear as fast. Mamba is just so good for clearing, to be honest. But yeah, all in all, this is a really good strat to run. Pretty happy with it. I'm gonna show you what the tree looks like. You also stocking up on Kirac missions because you're gonna use them to convert Chaos to Cartographers. Cartographers, what's it called again? You're gonna change that Chaos to Chisels eventually at some point because you just got such a huge surplus of Kirac missions. You burn through them and just buy these. Yeah, eventually they go to 1-to-1 around there most of the time, and then you make bank. You make insane bank, 12C per one of this, pretty much. Yeah. All right, that's pretty much it. See you guys. I'm out. Bye.